Hello listeners, I'll keep this brief because you've heard about this enough times already, but if you can, please do join me at Crowley Time Live at London Podcast Festival. It's next week if you're listening to this on release day, 4:30pm on Sunday the 7th of September 2025 at King's Place near King's Cross Station. It's a full-length Link Tangent adventure called Link's Gambit, and it guest stars Kiara Goldsmith and Andy Seacombe with live musical score from Odin Orn Hilmarsson. Surely I don't have to say any more. No, I don't. So get to live.crowleytime.com and get booking, homeboys. Next, this.
Crowley Time!
In times of struggle, we must remember those who carve their own path. The pitcher inners, the chicken dinners, the multiple plate spinners. Those who throw their lovely new coat over a puddle and then invite the whole world to stamp all over it. Then take that coat to a local independent dry cleaner because it's essential to support the high street. They are the
Faces of Virtue!
Brought to you by Salvutol Children's Cough and Discomfort Relief Linctus. Greetings and welcomes, listeners. Well, here we are again, sizing up to meet someone who claims to be helping their community and making the world a better place, brought to you in theory by Salvutol Children's Cough and Discomfort Relief Linctus. Salvutol. Stop calling us Tom. This time it's Martin Boo-Is from Essex who told me that he was doing crucial work for residents' rights and, well, listen to it, you'll see how that turned out. Thanks to Thomas Nelstrop for putting us in touch with Martin. Martin, hello?
Hello? Is that Tom?
Hi, Martin. Yes, it's Tom. Hi, Martin. So nice to speak to you.
Hello.
Oh, so glad to have you on.
Absolute pleasure.
Oh, great. It's just a bit of a relief because I've been really trying to, well, as you know, this show is designed to try and reach out to people who are making something better in their environment, really reaching out there to try and make the world a better place in whatever capacity they can. And it's just been a bit of a struggle to find suitable candidates recently, but you seem absolutely perfect. And I'm just hoping this is what's really going to sell this show to my sponsors. So yeah, wonderful to see you. Now, where are you from again in the world, Martin?
I am from Dorchester.
Dorchester. Oh, wonderful. How is it round there?
Oh, well, I don't live there now. I lived there a long, long time ago. It was.
Oh, right. Okay.
I assume it's as green as how I remember it.
Yeah, very lovely, leafy, green place. Now, your full name is Martin Boo-Is. That's a very interesting name.
Actually, I do have to stop you there. The H is silent.
Martin Boo-Is.
Boo-Is, yes. Martin Boo-Is.
Boo-Is. Oh, I see. But it is hyphenated.
Yes, but the H is silent.
And so where are you living now?
Well, I am living in Borley.
Borley,
Yeah, Essex.
In Essex, yes, of course. It's a very famous place, celebrated for, there's some very interesting history in Borley.
Goings on,
think
yes.
of what it was, yeah. But we're not here to talk about that necessarily. Right now, we're here to talk about you and your work. Now, you got in touch with me, and you said that you might be of interest to me because you are one of the most fervent local campaigners in Borley and the whole Essex region for residents' rights, which is so in the spirit of what we're doing here. You know, it's so what we're all about. Before we get into the detail of it, I'd just like to know what made you want to pursue that cause. What is it about people's residential rights that are so important to you?
Well, look, I have always been an advocate for the underdog. Yeah. I studied law from a very young age, and I. In fact, my father was a lawyer, and I was studying when I was around.
Was that Mr. Boo or Mr. Is?
Mr. Boo.
Mr. Boo, okay.
It's Mr. Boo, Mrs. Is. Isabel Is.
Isabel Is, and then Mr. and Mrs. Boo Is. Right, I see. Okay.
Yes.
So Mr. Boo worked in the law.
Worked in the law as a lawyer, and I studied. I remember watching him work late at night. And I thought, wow, fascinating. And I started studying too, alongside him, from a very young age.
You would just sit next to him in the, in his office?
I'd have smaller books, obviously, because of my hands. And I would be studying those, I would be hitting the books.
So anyway, regardless, you were this passion for the law, this passion for studying law. What was your favourite law when you were small?
My favourite law, I probably would say Section 106,
Right.
Clause 3.
3. Wow. And
Yeah.
what law does that govern?
It would be a very sort of obscure law about boundaries. You basically, if you had a livestock on your land,
Yes.
the livestock would be officially the owners of a square meter
Right.
of the field. That would be theirs. You couldn't touch that.
So was your father encouraging of your desire to get into the law?
Oh, yes, he was. Interestingly, he never had a live case.
What, really? He never once dealt
He
with
was
a live
always
case?
studying the law.
Right.
And I would be playing with my toys, and he took umbrage at that. That would interrupt his studying.
Yes.
So he set up a little station next to him where I could study my law as well.
So yes. So you've got this passion for the law, this passion for defending people's rights. I'm assuming you went to law school.
No, I didn't have to.
Oh. Right.
Because
Why
I had
not?
already studied the law and I knew all the laws.
So they just said, you are a lawyer. I mean, I hope that someone at some point has said you are a lawyer to you, officially.
Well, that's the thing with the law, is that you can say what you are,
Right.
and that goes down in the law.
Oh, okay. So if I said I'm a lawyer now, I would be a lawyer.
Until I would say, prove it.
Oh, I see. But if I said you're not a lawyer, you prove it, you could say,
No, I don't have to because I'm a lawyer.
right. Now I think I understand now. Okay, great. Well, that seems like a fair system. Right. So you grow. You're a self-appointed lawyer. You get out there into the world, and I assume you start practicing. Did you want to just be a student of the law like your dad, or were you always keen to really get stuck in and work cases?
I wanted to work the cases. Yeah, for sure.
So this is why I'm excited to talk to you, see, because I've been looking for people who are altruistic and have a passion for something, just like you have a passion for the law. And I'm trying to find people who are committed to those principles, those values. And so someone like you who's dedicated his life to residents' rights. I mean, I'd love to hear more about that. So remind me, what's the name of your cause, your charity, or however you define it?
I have set up my own company because of this ongoing problem. My company is called Ghost Housing and Other Undead Legacy Services. Ghouls.
Ghost hunting and other undead legacy services.
No. Ghost Housing and Other Undead Legacy Services.
Yes.
Ghouls.
Ghouls! Oh, very clever. I see. Okay. So this is legacy services. Right. So this is
For
presumably
ghosts.
this is... I'm sorry?
For ghosts. Ghosts.
Ghosts. So sorry, I thought ghost housing was a technical term for,
No. Ghosts. Would you like me to take you through it?
Yeah, well, yes. If you could begin by defining what you mean by a ghost, that would help me a lot.
Well, these days you've got to be very careful.
Right.
Because they don't like the term ghost. After living.
After living.
The after living.
The after living, I see.
I'm sticking with the company name. I know it says ghosts and undead, but those terms are not really politically correct anymore.
I see. So in common conversation, you don't...
But in balance with that, it's a good name for a company.
I mean, ghouls is fantastic if you are aiming at the ghosts and ghoulies sort of market. Which I am. With your firm. All right. So, pardon me, I'm just adjusting my sort of expectations of what this is now. But so hang on. So what it is that you do is you work with ghosts in their housing situations?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. So do take me through it. How does an ordinary day in this operation work?
Well, we all know that ghosts are on the increase.
Are they?
Ghosts are on the increase, and so is the problem of people dying.
Yes.
They've put in their will already that their properties are going to their loved ones, their relations.
Yes.
But they come back as a ghost.
Oh.
Can you see where the problem is arising?
Yes.
They are all sharing the same property together, and sometimes you don't want to be sharing a property with your relations.
No, not if you're dead,
But
certainly.
you've signed off on it. And suddenly we have a situation where people may be sharing in a property or other accoutrements.
Right.
And
the legal term.
The French legal term.
Of course. Sorry, forgive me.
And, the situation gets messy.
Yes, it would. I can imagine that it would do. I'm sorry, there's just one question. There's just one concern I'm sure you've had to face yourself. The question is, I'll stop beating around the bush. It's just the fact that I think a lot of people would say that ghosts don't exist. And I wonder how that strikes you, me saying that just now.
Well, you're wrong. They clearly do, and they're clearly an ongoing problem that is increasing. Now, in the good old days, what they used to do is they used to collect all of these ghosts together and put them in their own property, a sort of
a ghost house,
a sharing house. But they got bad press. People started to call them
haunted houses.
Haunted houses.
Yes, I see. Okay.
But really, that was a solution to the problem.
Yes. But so what you're describing is a sort of grand old house, but that doesn't work as well if it's a one-bedroom flat in Sidcup. It's not going to...
Well, you see, the thing with ghosts is they don't require a lot of space. Right. So what we would do now, we would create a similar situation with ghosts, a house of multiple ghosts. We would call it, in fact, an HMG.
HMG.
Where you would, going back to the original law I was talking about, livestock, a ghost doesn't need a lot of room.
Oh, right.
So we take that original law about the livestock, 80 centimetres,
yes,
and we apply that to ghosts, or the after-living.
The after-living. So you
see where I'm going?
Yeah, I see,
so
yes.
You take your one-bedroom flat, and you can actually fit quite a number of ghosts in there.
Okay, so can you separate the entire property up into 80 square centimetre patches, or can you only have one
Exactly. Even vertically.
So it's a close packed kind of ghost arrangement with
Cubes.
Multiple ghosts inhabiting... with multiple after-livings or persons of afterlife status occupying 80 square centimetre patches of this flat.
Cubes. And that's where the word cubicle comes from, because... It's that cube. That's really the shape you want to go for.
Right. So a ghost, an afterlife person, the after-living, I should say. These people, they don't like to be outdoors. They can't roam. They need shelter. They need protection, I assume.
Well, if they're roaming, then that brings up another problem, doesn't it? Because people don't like to see ghosts.
Yes, no, people tend to be quite frightened of them. I understand it. I mean, I will say again, going back to my earlier, they don't exist point. I've never actually seen a ghost, and I also.
Are you sure?
I'm fairly sure.
Are you sure? Are you categorically sure that you've never seen a ghost?
If you're pushing me on this, I would have to say yes. I'm absolutely sure.
But are you sure you're sure?
Yes,
Because. I'm a lawyer, and I know for a fact that ghosts exist. This is why there are so many memes about ghosting right now.
Right. So memes?
They call it ghosting.
Ghosting.
Memes.
But to define it, ghosting is this phenomenon you describe of people, they leave their houses to their loved ones.
Becoming ghosts.
And then
the next thing, they are trampled by a steed, or if they go under a bus...
I did hear that trampled by a steed is definitely on the rise at the moment.
I just said that. I just said trampled by a steed because It was just an example that I came up with.
No, but I have heard that it's a serious problem these days. I understand that.
I don't think it is, actually. I just said it, really.
Oh, is it not?
But the buses are a problem.
The helpless ghosts who are trying to find some peace in their afterlife. They're trying to find a place they can stay. So many of these grand old haunted houses have bad reputations, and they've been demolished and shut down. So
well, this is what the keep out signs. You remember those?
Oh yes, absolutely.
They used to be everywhere.
Private property, no trespassing.
Now they've ripped them up.
Yes.
But there are genuinely places that you should not go. You should not see behind the curtain.
And other than haunted houses, what are you thinking about? Like a sausage factory or a secret military?
Science labs, yeah, sausage factory.
As a lawyer, you'll know exactly what the law is about these trespassing.
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, they don't like you going there. No, that's true. That's true.
I think actually the signs are still up there.
Don't come in, keep out. No trespassing, things like that. So there's Guantanamo Bay, and then there's haunted houses, and all of these grand old homes, retirement homes, essentially for the deceased. They're gone, and now ghosts are struggling when they've divested themselves of their own property. So how does a ghost approach you, and how do you take on your cases when you're trying to protect these creatures?
I've had a number of cases where I have approached. Sometimes the other way around, but mainly I will approach an older lady or gentleman, mostly ladies,
right?
Where I will talk to them, befriend them.
Yes,
I will tell them about ghost housing and other undead legacy services, and I will sign them up.
Right. So you'll sort of court them as clients. I
will court them,
wine them, dine them.
I will befriend them. I will get them to pop my company name in their will.
Oh, okay.
And the service is that should you die for whatever sad reason that might be.
Yes.
Steed. Bus otherwise.
Yes, etc.
Everything will be fine. Everything goes to the company. However, should you, meaning you, become a ghost within a set time,
if you appear,
then you get everything back less 10%.
Right.
You see?
So 10% of okay. So in practice, take me through a real life example of one of your cases. So you've approached somebody, they've said, yes, I'd like to sign up for this service. They change their will. And, how do you then validate that they are a ghost and that they are still resident in the house?
Well, I could give you an example. There was
Please.
A lovely old lady, sweet old lady called Miss Greenwood. She had no other family. I saw her and thought, she needs to know this service that I provide. So I approached her. I followed her around for a while. I worked out what she did during the day.
Okay.
I did my homework.
Not like a stalker or a...
I did my homework, Tom.
Right.
I did my homework. I followed her back to her place. I fell in love with her. And she fell in love with me.
Right. And did that emerge organically then from your close...
Absolutely organically.
So on that basis, your relationship was founded. And so were you together for long before she, unfortunately... I assume this is someone who has passed over and is now...
She sadly died.
Right.
Very soon after.
And how did that happen?
I don't want to go into that. It was very soon after she decided...
Steed?
That she would sign up with the sorry?
Steed? No, sorry, just a thought. So she decided to sign up with your...
It was a steed, actually.
It was?
Yes.
Right, well, you see, because this backs up what I was saying, that steed tramplings are on the increase because people are, being more eco, more green.
You're a very astute man.
So this lady that you were very close to, who sadly passed away due to a steed altercation, she had decided to sign all of her light worldly wealth away to your firm.
Mm-hmm. In the event that she would become a ghost, she
Right.
would obviously get it back.
And she would need protection so that she could
Less 10%.
less 10%, so that she could still possess the house in which she had lived.
Possess is a very loaded word.
So she's decided to sign over everything to you, to your firm, and she's sadly passed on. Now, how do you go about proving that she is a ghost and that she needs her place back?
Well, I would wait around and see if anything. I would put everything. I would tidy everything up,
Right.
and I would sit there for a number of days.
Right.
It's actually 48 hours.
Okay.
You get the 48 hours. You can pay for a package to increase that. I think she went for the deluxe,
Right. Which
and that is 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So
Very generous.
you sit in the house for 2 weeks among her possessions, and then she turns up as a ghost. Did in fact she turn up as a ghost in this instance?
No.
No. So in that event, the house belongs to the firm.
To the firm.
So hence to you.
Oh, yes, I suppose it does.
Right. So the case before that lady, do you remember the case you worked previously to that lady?
Yes, I remember all of them. I remember all of my clients.
Right. And so did that last client before her, did they go for the 48 hours or the 2 weeks?
That was the 48 hours.
Right. And did they turn up as a ghost?
Let me think. Did they turn up as a ghost? No.
No. So in that instance, the house reverted to ownership by the firm, and
After the 48 hours.
after the 48 hours.
I always tell my clients they should go for the deluxe version.
So that they've got 2 weeks to turn
2
up.
weeks is enough time, I believe. Well, 48 hours is enough time, but to really make sure, you've really got to give it that extra.
The 2 weeks. And they will find their way back eventually to their former home, and they will, all being well, and you will then say, congratulations, the legal ownership of the house goes to you because you need to have it here so that you can occupy a small cube in the corner and keep it as your rightful home for the rest of your days or the rest of your unlife.
You've got it.
And so how many times in your...
You've got it.
I've got it. Right. So how many, just to go into numbers, so how many times of all the cases you've taken on, in how many cases has the person in question come back as a ghost?
Oh, you're asking me one there.
Yes, well, if you could.
How many times have they come back as a ghost? How many times? Well, there was one time
There was one.
where I thought she had come back as a ghost.
Oh. But what had actually happened?
It ended up being my own reflection in the kitchen window. It was dark, so it was reflected back the light and my face.
That must have given you quite a fright for a second.
Well, it did for a second.
But then you realised that's me.
Everything's okay.
That's me, not a ghost. Everything's okay. There's another residential property for me to add to the
I did
firm's.
check outside as well. I'm not a total idiot.
Right, so you went outside the window to make sure there was no one, and there wasn't a ghost hiding in the bushes or...
Exactly. You have to do your due diligence. So I did check outside.
Right.
Because if she had come back as a ghost, she would have been eligible for that 90%.
90% of the property. So, but because she did not, you took 100% of the property.
That's correct.
Right. So there are 0 cases where your business has functioned as you advertise, where you are protecting the property's ownership for their potential ghost to return and have the benefits of it. And 100% of the time, the sort of default clause has come into effect and you've taken the entire property.
You're very good at this.
Yeah. Okay. Martin, I'll be honest with you. I've been really, really up against it with this series. I've met some people with good intentions. I've met some people with slightly less than honourable intentions, and I was really, really banking everything on this interview. If you see what I mean. I was really hoping that this would be an interview where I'd meet someone who was a true altruist, who was who was only acting in the service of other people, and whose goals were purely honourable. Because
and you found them.
Yeah, well, that's to be debated. But the problem I have here is that this series, for the first time, I've taken on a sponsor, and they've made it very clear that they not only want to see that I'm dealing with people who are making a net benefit impact, but also people, where I can nail down the numbers of just how effective that has been. Because Salvutol Children's Cough and Discomfort Relief Linctus, they are I'm sorry, what? They're very keen on.
Who did you? What was the name of the product?
Is it Salvutol Children's Cough and Discomfort Relief Linctus. They're the ones who've been offering to sponsor the show.
Right, and that's your sponsor.
Well, yes, it's not a financial arrangement yet, and now I suspect that it won't be. But yes, in theory.
Oh dear.
Well, sorry, what? You seem to.
I have to stop you there because I am actually in a live, ongoing case with Salvutol. And I won't be uttered in the same interview as them.
Well, so hang on. So what happened? Don't worry, I'll cut all of this out. I really, really super promise.
Well, if you're sure, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I won't let any of this go out.
Salvador Utero, the CEO of Salvutol,
Salvador Utero,
came to me with a question. He was nearing the end of his life, and he'd obviously seen my work. And he said to me, Martin, tell me about your legacy services. And so I did. Full disclosure, he signed up.
Right, okay. So he's one of your former clients.
And then he sadly passed away.
Yeah, I thought he might have done, yeah.
But he didn't come back as a ghost.
No, I suppose he didn't.
He didn't come back as a ghost. So
right.
I became the sole benefactor of his estate. And he didn't come back as a ghost. I can categorically say.
Right, so that
he did not.
That sounds like something. No, I'm sure he didn't. So that would have probably put a lot of people's noses out of joint because their CEO has passed on. Normally, the wealth of the company, the properties, etc., would pass on to the heirs of Salvador Utero, but in this case, they passed to you. So then, I imagine a lot of people at Salvutol Children's Cough and Discomfort Relief Linctus were quite unhappy with you.
Please don't mention.
Sorry. They were probably quite displeased with you.
Ongoing case.
I see. So they are currently displeased with you.
Sensitive.
Yeah, I'm sure. And so I assume they're not that happy, maybe not even convinced that your arrangement was legal, just at a guess?
Is this still off the record?
Definitely yes.
They can go. They can go and themselves.
For the listeners, Martin was pointing upwards between the words "go" and "themselves." So draw from that whatever you like. Sorry, but listeners won't hear it, of course, because I'm going to cut this all out. Right. So, well, Martin, I appear to have by interviewing you, I seem to have completely alienated my only hope for sponsorship for this program. There's now, I think, a very serious question mark over whether there will ever be any more Faces of Virtue, partly because of the, the financial situation, but also partly because I am coming to believe that the thing that I'm looking for, the truly altruistic good act, simply doesn't exist in the world. I think if there's something you can take away from this interview, it's that you've convinced me that there is no good left in the world.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's the end. I'm going to tell you straight up that you're not one of the Faces of Virtue. I'm not prepared to enter your name into those hallowed halls.
Oh.
But if there's one thing I can say
will I get a a piece of paper with faces of virtue on it, even though you're not going to award me with that title.
Loath though I am to say it, you did technically give up your time for the interview, so...
Yes,
you are entitled to receive a piece of paper.
But
it won't be framed.
That was my next question.
But I can't stop you from framing it yourself, obviously.
Good. What sort of size? Just so...
I'm just going to print it off at home.
I'm going to look at...
A4 sheet of paper.
So A4.
A4 sheet of paper.
Oh, well, that's easy. A4.
Martin Buis.
The H is silent.
Thank you. The H is silent. Thank you for speaking to me today, I suppose. And if you ever come near my mum, I'll kill you.
Lovely. Thank you. Bye.
After ending my interview with Martin, I knew how a McDonald's beef burger felt. Sweaty, flat, and without any meaningful content. Not only had my attempts to find provable numerical evidence of positive change in the world failed, it turned out that the company I'd been trying to impress was barely even a functioning entity anymore. Salvutol, not currently a real thing. I called my contact at Salvutol and asked her why she'd been stringing me along for months with all these promises of sponsorship when the company was already totally immobilized by legal disputes. She said that it was for fun, really, as there hadn't been much to do except sit around there since Mr. Utero died and Martin Buis had started claiming he owned the company. In return, I asked if she was a sociopath, and she giggled, called me a pussy, and hung up. I went out for a walk and found myself in the industrial estate near the studio, the one with the big Asda, staring at the ground and weeping softly.
You right, mate?
Oh, sorry, yes, fine. I've just tried to show the world a positive model for change and ended up discovering that there's no good left in the world.
Oh, sorry. Do you want a polo mint?
Yes. Yes, I really would.
Here you are.
They're minty.
They are, yeah. You just need to keep moving forward.
Sorry?
Keep moving forward. Away from here. This is a working loading area. You're not meant to loiter.
Oh, sorry. Thanks for... But as soon as I had cleared that warehouse loading bay, I turned back, and she was gone, leaving only the minty freshness saturating my mouth as proof that she had ever been there at all. Was this some spirit, I wondered? Some guardian angel, perhaps the embodiment of virtue itself, spurring me on in my quest to find truth, progress, and altruism? Well, no, because then I turned slightly further and saw that she had just ducked back into the warehouse. Oh, thanks for the polo mint.
That's all right, mate.
She was not a spirit, nor an angel. She was just a nice woman who worked in a warehouse who used a polo mint to soften the act of moving a sad man along. But in so many ways, wasn't that exactly what I'd been looking for all this time? Jostling me out of the way of incoming freight, yes, that was mere necessity. But what had made her share her polo mints? Pure virtue. An act of kindness which held no conceivable reward for her, committed solely to ease someone else's burden. Right away I knew that this was a sign that these recent setbacks were just that. Mere diversions, perhaps sent as a test of my resolve by the universe, or perhaps an attempt at sabotage by the adversary.
Sole mio, Padre Spiritu.
Polo Woman showed me that there is good in the world, there is kindness, there is virtue, and that usually it will show its face just when you least expect it. That does make for quite a difficult basis for interview booking policy, but no matter. I was restored. I know now that when I next return to my occasional lifelong quest to find the world's true faces of virtue, it will be with hope in my heart, fire in my eyes, and grit in my groin. Watch out, virtuous faces. I'm coming for you eventually. If you'd like to hear the full, uncut, more morally bankrupt, great big cut of my chat with Martin, you can go to patreon.com/CrowleyTime and become a supporter of this show at any paid tier. Then you get all the great big faces of virtue and all the heaps of other bonus material I've ever released for this show. Here's a little sample of what you've been missing out on. You can do more or less whatever you want to the people of Britain, and normally they'll just sort of roll over and say, well, I suppose that's all we deserve.
The orbs is, that's just nonsense.
Chocolatey boats.
I blame Luigi.
That's right, you'll probably go twang at the end of it and be snapped back. Gosh, how tantalizing. Of course, some of you out there are enjoying all those extra minutes already. And if you're among the more generous of them, then you deserve credit as one of this show's executive producers. Matt Luckock, Steve Bowkett, Gigi Catherine, Andy Case, Amanda Waterman, Circumflex_Circumflex, Aileen Joins, George Cantor, Paul Tiemann, Meme, Kim M, Dr. The Eliminator, Eleanor Trickett, James Roberts, Jane Crocker, Laurel Carlson, Diggory Laycock, Tobias Anderson, Sophie Walker, Matthew Del Fabro, Samantha Dye and Peter Shanks, Purple Strawberry, Michaela McNally, Brian Shymick, Charlie Markley, Katrina Powers, Rachel Delaney, and James Rayliff. Thank you all so kindly. Special thanks also to Gemma Arrowsmith. And thanks again to Thomas Nelstrop, despite him connecting me with Martin. Tom is a brilliant comedian, writer and actor who also, under his alias Tommy Music, composed all the music for the Madrigal episodes on this podcast feed. But what I urge you to check out more than anything else is his new podcast, Leyline High Rewind, which he makes with fellow friends of the show, the aforementioned Gemma Arrowsmith and Susan Harrison. It's a rewatch podcast where our heroes delve into all 30 years of the classic British children's horror TV series Leyline High, which of course we all watched back in the day and remember vividly. Don't we? You do? You do. Each installment is filled with episode analysis, clips from the show, music from the disastrous spin-off pop careers of the programme's stars, and even a look at the Leyline High Top Trumps set. So if you're into vintage telly, hauntology, or comedy of any kind, go to leylinehigh.com or search for Leyline High Rewind on your podcast app and get spooked all over again. Otherwise, you can keep up with everything Tom is up to at Thomas Nelstrop on Instagram. But for now, I must leave you to find hope and inspiration in your own lives, listeners, and I hope that you do. Perhaps read the insipid coverage in your local newspaper about a child who raised money for a cat, or a nice plaque that someone polished for free just because, or a dog who saved the mayor from a bigger dog. Whatever it is, I hope it tides you over until I recommence my hunt for heroes in the next series of
Faces of Virgin!